These No Kings rallies actually look pretty representative to me of the Democratic coalition. I saw people flying the hammer and sickle in New York City. I saw Hezbollah flags. I saw Hamas flags. I saw Palestinian flags. I saw trans signs. I see weirdo liberal boomers out there. This is pretty representative of the Democratic coalition, and that's who funds it as well, by the way. And so I think if America looks at this and says, what do the two parties stand for? They got it at the No Kings rally.
No, I think if you Americans 100%. Were out there, out there, Republicans.
You like hammer and sickle? You like hammer and sickle flags?
That's not what that No King stood for.
They had a bunch of them.
That, and that is,
they come from somewhere.
All right, No Kings rally?
I did. I went to 6, and I'll tell you, there's so much excitement.
6?
There's so much energy. Yeah,
that's a lot of free speech. That's a lot of free speech for a country with a king.
That's a lot of free speech. And I'll tell you, there's so much.
How do you have all these protests if Trump is a king? It's a great point. And Scott Jennings talking about the aged boomers. That's definitely the vibe I got. I mean, check out this poor old lady. Elderly white liberals are out for No King's Day protest in Massachusetts. She's got a walker. These people do nothing but listen to CNN, MSNBC all day. And of course they think, and they become deranged. Trump derangement syndrome. Here's another one. Asked why there was a lack of diversity at the protest. She says, well, black people can't come out here. They'd all get arrested. Do they get any older? Where's her walker here?
It seems like there's a lack of diversity here today, that it's mostly people who look like you and I. And I just
it is not for black people, for people of color to get out on the street. They're at risk when they do that. If anybody's going to get arrested here, it's going to be a black person. It is not safe for them, and they don't need to participate. We need to walk in their name.
Gotcha.
Walk in their name.
What do you think about voter ID? Do you think it's racist?
It's 100% a tactic to control the population and prevent people from voting, so that the only votes so that the gerrymandering can work, so that white voters can vote.
It's like you can see the brainwashing just bubbling inside her head. The pre-programmed responses that don't really make any sense, but it's just a word salad.
Vote in white Christian males.
Have you been voting blue most of your life?
I voted blue in the womb.
In the womb.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
If you had to vote for a Republican, J.D. Vance or Rubio, which one would you pick if you had to?
Yeah. I would slit my throat.
And she gets the vote. She gets the vote. Speaking of another elderly female progressive fascist boomer, Robert De Niro showed up. They handed him a piece of paper to read off of. He can barely read it. The estrogen levels here are through the roof. Listen to him.
How can this be happening? Look at the power of the No Kings National Uprising. Look at the power of the No Kings National Uprising. Afraid of Trump?
He sounds like Biden in a debate.
Please. No, they should be more afraid of us.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
How can this be happening?
Oh, my God, it's so funny. These are the communist flags that Scott Jennings was just referring to.
Working class revolution.
Working class revolution.
There is only one solution. Communist revolution. Communist.
As if the communist revolutions, as if those weren't dictatorships. Talk about no kings. Talk about no kings. Here's a funny one. This protester at a No Kings event in California, Huntington Beach, California, which is quite nice, asked reporters not to film the No Kings protesters because they're illegals. They're illegals. They risk deportation.
Hello there. Excuse me. I just respectfully ask that you shoot people's signs rather than their faces. Some people are more at risk than others. So I just like to respectfully
What do you mean at risk? They're out in public.
At risk. Maybe they have family or friends, or that they themselves are more at risk for being deported. And
for being deported.
I am just asking respectfully to respect their boundaries and just shoot their signs. That's their message.
So there's illegals here?
I wouldn't call them illegal. It's stolen land to begin with.
Stolen land.
Call ICE. Call ICE right now. Call ICE. There's illegals here, guys. There's illegals here.
I like that. Call ICE. Oh my God, they're having so much fun. John Fennerman out of Pennsylvania. Let's hear his take on all this.
I mean, why do they want this shut down?
I truly don't know who's on first. I mean, with a lot of this, it's just a fundamental, simple thing. Just to acknowledge that this is gone. It should have never happened, but it's gone way too long. We've all witnessed the kinds of chaos in our nation. Do the right thing. Put the country ahead of the party. Now there's a huge rally, another No Kings kinds of protest. So now it's also probably motivating some people in my party that they might be afraid to reopen now because they are demanding these kinds of extremes, what they think is a solution, that there was ever going to be a solution. They never had any leverage to force any kinds of changes in ICE or over control funding because of the big, beautiful bill.
No Kings financials released. Look at all the money. Millions, tens of millions. This is $300 million funneled to No Kings protesters. These are not grassroots movements, my friends. This is all paid for by America's enemies, foreign and domestic, including, of course, China. Look at these money flows from China to various NGOs, distributed all around the country and then reconsolidated to hide the flow, to fund. Because China, they don't have to fight us militarily if they can rot us from the inside. And of course, until Marco Rubio was put in charge of USAID, this is what USAID used to do too. They would be given billions of dollars in American taxpayer money, purportedly to do good around the world, but then they would funnel much of that money back to these same kinds of well-paid anti-American protesters in America. It's a little video of No Kings protesters being bussed in, well-organized, well-funded.
Wow, look at all these buses. Look at this. And there's buses behind us, all coming up here, all paid for by the radical left. Amazing.
500 groups with $3 billion in revenues are behind the No Kings protest and communist calls for revolution. And then the left objects. She goes, no, we're lefties. We're Marxists. We don't have $3 billion. People are coming to the rallies on their own initiatives. It's not like everyone's getting paid. And of course, it's true that not everyone is getting paid. No one's saying everyone's getting paid. The left's, here's Data Republican, who you should definitely follow on X. The left's favorite move when confronted with evidence is to mock an argument that nobody made. Nobody said the rank and file people who showed up at yesterday's No Kings protest were paid. What we've documented with thorough receipts is the infrastructure that puts them there. The grants that funded the texting campaigns, the printing presses, the advertisements, the logistics coordination for parking and transportation, the sign-making sessions days before, the organizers caught on video stating their objectives explicitly. It's an industry, and it's flush with money. Not just from Soros-adjacent networks like teachers' union grants and institutional foundations, Chinese money, even federal science funding. Look at National Science Foundation grants in hard sciences, and you'll find DEI compliance language promising to, quote, raise up leaders from underserved communities. It all feeds the same pipeline. Countless billions are being spent by organizers who openly describe their efforts in terms of communist color revolution and regime change to kick Trump out. That's what's leaking out to the public consciousness. That's what they don't want you looking for. Elon Musk needs to sue George Soros. Oh, this is just a video clip. These people are all being paid. All these people in these yellow vests here. Nate Friedman, by the way, does great work, but it's kind of a long clip. And he's talking to them, and they're like, yeah, we're getting paid to be here. This is our job. This is our job. This is our job. And as the drunk Republican notes, the lefty boomers packing these No Kings rallies, the old ladies like Robert De Niro, have been wrong about everything forever. Literally everything. Nuclear power, wrong. Overpopulation, wrong. Recreational drug use, wrong. The sexual revolution, wrong. Free trade, wrong. Socialism, wrong. He's missing, of course, global warming, catastrophic, anthropogenic climate change. He says, you name it, they effed it up. There's a huge reason we're $40 trillion in debt and the major driver behind blue states going belly up. They're never uncertain. They're just always mistaken. So the fact they're protesting Trump makes me certain that he's more or less on the right track. I agree. I mean, Trump's not perfect. He makes mistakes, especially in his endorsements. But directionally, he's on the right track. Truly the most poisonous demographic of the last century, and maybe in all of human history, their scorn is the ultimate badge of honor. Remember, I covered this news story. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals had stayed an order from an unelected black-robed tyrannical inferior district trial court judge. By the way, if you'd like one of our mugs, we have a lot of great mugs. Check them out. The link for the mugs is in the description. But this unelected black-robed, tyrannical, inferior district trial court judge had told ICE you can't use non-lethal defensive weapons against these violent protesters. And the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals just last week stayed that order. Well, of course, what the left was gearing up for, as Andy No tells us, is No Kings Weekend. They were ecstatic when they got the order squashing ICE's ability to defend itself. They were going to attack the ICE facility in Portland again, which is where this order originated. And in fact, they did attack the ICE facility in Portland again. They did it this weekend. But ICE got to defend itself because the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals squashed that lawless order from that judge. Here's just a funny clip I want to share. This is so quintessential, inept leftist. Look at this. Leftist meets horse. Oh, now he's curled up and crying. And by the way, in the theme of No Kings, aren't we arresting the kings? Aren't we going out and arresting the dictators? Like Maduro? Right here? That's a weird way to be a king. And the last tab I wanted to share with all of you was this one. It's fascinating. I don't know. Does it have music?
Let me thank all.
It does. It has music. So I can't play it because I'll get a strike for the music. But I'll just read the subtitles here for all of you. It's fascinating. This anime, Japanese, right, cartoon art. Animated cartoon art of the No Kings protest is going viral. Elizabeth Warren can be seen wearing a Native American headdress. Bernie Sanders is seen screaming at crowds while George Soros funds the entire thing from the shadows. Let's check it out. The United States, the biggest gathering of the unemployed is underway at the No Kings event. There's Bernie Sanders screaming like a maniac into the microphone. Look at all the nose rings. All the facial piercings. It looks so evil, perfectly appropriate. There's a dude with nose rings and a huge rack spouting Chinese gibberish. There's the premier of China. Here's Elizabeth Warren with her headdress, the communist marching in the streets, weaponizing the mentally ill. You're truly a genius, George Soros. That's great. I love the Japanese. And that's what we're going to talk about now.